Welcome back to the Snod Pod with Jon Snodgrass, your mortgage resource, where we're talking mortgages, real estate, and beyond. I've got Brian Callahan here, who's sticking around for another episode. We did a kind of an entrepreneur beyond episode, talked about his business and entrepreneurial journey. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's pretty awesome. A lot of good tips from Brian. But this time, I just thought I'd talk a little bit of real estate since you might be my number one customer.
Oh my God.
We've done a lot of business
Good
together.
to know. Good to know. So we'll head out after this. You'll grab me a lunch.
Yes, I got you
like,
lunch.
right.
We're going to go to Bavette and get a good
Sounds
sandwich.
Good. No.
But maybe we'll get into, after a little real estate talk, I don't know, life, little
maybe.
parenting.
All right, good.
I'm trying out some new things.
All right, let's try it.
But
I appreciate you keeping me around. So that means that the first one went okay.
Went awesome.
Awesome.
Phenomenal.
Let's have fun now.
All right. So with real estate, I thought,
Yes.
talk a little bit because you've kind of utilized all of my products
Quite a bit.
or my company's A+'s products. And we've done a lot of business the last
Yep.
2 years. You left Tosa for Muskego and then came back.
We did.
And then I've helped you out with some investment properties.
Yeah.
But I thought, moving from Muskego, maybe you could talk to this.
You have done so much work with us in terms of real estate, finding us the mortgages from our, I think maybe if not the first house in Tosa, it was certainly our second house. We did an addition on that home in Wauwatosa,
that's right.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
And you helped us through that in terms of actually doing an addition, which is a big renovation.
Yeah.
And then we moved out to Muskego. You helped us with the property out there.
Yeah.
And then more recently, it was about almost 2 years ago, we moved back from Muskego. You were a big help there. I know you were with A+.
Thank you.
At the time and helped us out with a bridge loan.
Bridge loan. Yeah.
Exactly. So that was tricky for us. And is that common, by the way? That was the solution you offered us to help us.
Yeah, because
market.
you were buying your Tosa house before you were selling your Muskego house.
Yep.
And ideally, you wanted to tap into the equity in your home to use as a down payment on the new house. And A+ offers that.
A+.
Yes.
That's great. It's perfect.
Thank you. Yeah. So that, helped transition, made the transition, I imagine, easier because it's like, you're not you're not tapping into all your cash when you're going to sell your house a couple of weeks after.
Right.
So the bridge loan portion. And then, another time recently, now you did another renovation.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And we kind of did a quick.
As you say all this, if I add up everything that we've done along the way,
I
don't know how I feel about this, but you're right. We moved back and we did do a big renovation of the home that we're living in right now.
Yeah.
So you came through for us again.
Well, first I want to say thank you for paying for my kids' college educations. They're not quite college age yet,
we
but
got our
appreciate
second
it.
one heading off to college this fall, and we may have to take a loan from you to help with that one. But you're welcome. It's been great.
And so I helped you guys out with an investment property
as
well. But then when you were doing your renovation, we kind of the contractor wanted to go quick, and we kind of did a quick in-house portfolio loan for you. We ended up getting you out of it into a conventional loan pretty quickly.
Again, is that common?
That is not common.
Okay.
That is not common. So and we offer it to well-qualified people like you and Shayna. So I'll give you an example where I've used it most recently is we call it the A+ special, where I had a client coming from Texas. They wanted to move to Tosa. And the wife worked from home, but the company didn't want her to work from home outside of Texas.
Okay.
So they said, you leave, you don't have a job anymore.
Okay.
So they didn't qualify with owning two homes at the same time. And so we said, hey, we'll get you a loan. You guys are well qualified. We know you're going to sell your house. So we'll give you a short-term loan, and we'll refinance you out of that, which is what we did for you. A little bit different scenario, but we got you out of it. And you started with kind of a little bit higher interest rate, but it's short-term.
Right.
And we get you what you need to do.
Right. Still higher than it was a few years ago, but it's working out.
Yeah, we won't talk about those rates that you had on the Muskego house.
That's okay. That's okay.
But we were kind of. I always like to tell people I'm kind of like Mr. Wolf from Pulp Fiction, Harvey Keitel's
Wolf,
character, the Wolf.
Sure.
Where, they call Mr. Wolf when they got a problem and they fix things quickly.
Well, you've always been very responsive over the many, many years we've worked together, which it does make a huge difference. Having somebody that can work quickly with you, get creative as you've always done. And as a small business owner, at times that's been trickier as well, where things are looked at a little bit differently in terms of qualifying for loans as opposed to working for an employer. So again, I think just having that relationship with you over time to kind of see the macro and the whole history and understanding, where we're at.
I feel like
been beneficial.
I feel like you might have called me a mortgage proctologist at one time.
I ever called you a
he's a
mortgage
self-employed
proctologist, but okay.
Well, because when you're self-employed, we got to get everything in the kitchen sink, if you will.
Do you still have dreams to be a proctologist? Is this like kind of your?
It was at one time.
Kind of the back up plan.
All right. Well, maybe we're going to transition out of real estate. I thought because you just seem like you've got a pulse, and just for parenthood, and it seems like you got it all together.
Oh yeah.
You got 2 older kids. I've got 2 young ones. Yeah. It just seems like you figured out parenting. And I thought I'd ask you a couple parenting questions.
Well, I'm glad that you're going to ask me this and not my kids. And again, I've got 2 older kids.
Yeah.
One's a sophomore at Madison. One's going to be a freshman at Marquette this fall. Yeah. And then we've got 2 boys as well. So the girls are leaving. Then I'm still going to have the 2 boys at the house, freshmen next year and 6th grade. So I'm glad you're asking me and suggesting that I have it figured out, because you're not. If you were asking them, they would say something entirely different. I guarantee it.
Okay.
I mean, I've always said, when you're advising your kids on things, and or even all these moves we've just talked about. Kids are like, God, this is what are mom and dad thinking? Why are we doing this? Why are you advising me to do this? Yeah. And I think part of the role of a parent is to give your kids plenty to talk about on a couch someday. With their own therapist. Yeah. And so. Oh man. That's all right.
Well, I just thought, what's to come here? What do you, when you got a kid going to college, what's the advice that you're giving them? Because I got the young ones.
What's the advice that I'm giving my kids as they head off to college?
Yeah.
I think they need to be very thoughtful about what it is that they're doing. Certainly from a college standpoint, as we all know, things are not cheap. Today, you need to be very deliberate about what it is that you're doing, where you're going, why you're going there, to the school that you're choosing to go to. Every parent handles things differently. With our own kids, our kids are going to have some skin in the game. With going on to college and putting that money in. So making sure that our kids have been working at a young age and saving money at a young age. For us, as our kids earn money, they know the deal is that they can do whatever they want with half the money that they earn from babysitting jobs or yard gigs, whatever that is, but the other half gets put into savings. So we're starting them off at a very young age to understand the importance of saving for long term, whether it's a specific goal like college or a long-term goal about hopefully one day buying a home and contacting you. We'll see. But that's advice. So just be deliberate and understand the value of a dollar. And
what about you bring in your entrepreneurial mind into parenting at all, or advice for them as they are, considering, things outside of school or just in life?
In life in general. It's interesting. It's an interesting question. From an entrepreneurial standpoint, I can certainly think of our oldest son last fall, spending a lot of time with his neighborhood buddies and playing basketball in the backyard while Dad was raking all the leaves falling down, and they were by then sitting on the couch watching a football game, I think it was. And I said, money's literally falling from the sky right now. You could be walking the neighborhoods and making some money and making your future selves happy with yourself from today. And I was shocked. I was very impressed that this son is certainly hanging around with a lot of great kids that within 20 minutes had printed out 40 flyers, 4-season lawn care, and handed all those out. And they were very, very busy this fall and this winter, and hopefully will be this summer. So I think, again, you're talking about just advice to kids. It's really important. I've had other people say, wow, why don't you have your kids out there working with you, raking the leaves? Of course, that would be really nice.
Yeah.
But honestly, if we can teach our kids how to go out and support themselves in whatever means they can, to be entrepreneurial, have that hustle, have that game, understand that you have value to other people and find out what that value is. It's a life lesson that I've tried to instill into each of the kids along the way. And I think that was one example recently that feels good. Feels good to see them busy and getting phone calls from neighbors saying, you're on the schedule. So
nice,
it's good.
Nice. Yeah. So just getting out and doing something and working hard, getting that work ethic in there, because like back in the day, my brothers were paper route guys, and I would come along and help, and
they would pay you. Right?
No.
Share with you.
They're nicer now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Snodgrass, great family. Great family.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing, is just remembering how quick life is, in understanding that we're trying to leave our kids with that good, strong work ethic.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're not going to be here, right? But they hopefully all will be, and that's what we hope for, is to pass that along.
Yeah. All right. I came from I got two brothers,
Sure.
and then I had a boy,
Sure.
and now I got a girl, and I'm just like, I'm figuring out that it's different.
It's different. It is different in all the right
And
ways,
I love
all
it,
the
though.
good ways. Yeah. I had the opposite experience growing up. I have 3 younger sisters and no brothers.
Okay.
My dad was an only son. He's got 4 sisters, so we had a lot of girls and a lot of women in my life.
So that probably made it
growing up.
easier for you to be the
In some ways,
exemplary...
and then I wound up marrying somebody that has 3 sisters as well and no brothers, right? So it's I think something that I've been pretty accustomed to growing up. Why, a specific question around this that you're?
I don't know.
No,
I need help.
Do you want to wade into these waters, John?
No,
see
I need
where
help.
this goes?
I just need help.
We all
with
need
the
help.
daughter. Like
We all need
sometimes,
help.
like I talk like directly to her, and then she,
Yeah.
like, I guess I need to be more sensitive. And
Yeah.
I'm noticing. But she's a tough cookie too. She's got big bro.
She
and
sells cookies too.
She
so
sells.
that's good.
She's selling
Good.
cookies.
I'm all out. I finished the last sleeve of.
I'll get you some more.
Oh, you got more? All right.
Get you
Good.
some more.
Good.
I think we got some good parenting advice from you here. Maybe we'll transition something.
But I
else.
think that part of it, John, is it's having. You don't have all the answers. I don't have all of the answers. I think we are constantly learning to be better listeners.
Yeah.
We also have great spouses that
Yes.
I think do a good job. Sometimes maybe we don't want
Yeah.
all that advice that they provide to us,
Yeah.
but they have good advice.
Yeah.
And I've recently been given some good advice by my wife about how to revisit a recent conversation I had with my oldest.
Yeah.
And taking a little bit of a different approach.
Okay.
So
I get those.
we're not gonna get them all right every time, but we try.
It's hard, man.
We try.
It's hard. As we're talking parenting here, I was in the car with the kids, and they came in, and we all got these like big screens in there, and I love listening to some comedy from time to time.
Sure.
And let me just tell me what you think of this situation. I was like listening to like Richard Pryor or George Carlin, and they're like,
yeah.
"Oh, Dad,
Teaching them words they shouldn't
well,
say.
it wasn't on. It wasn't on. It wasn't on. But like, they're like, Dad, who's George Carlin? Who's Richard Pryor? And I was like, can we listen? And I was like, oh man, I can't turn this on. So like I had to like kind of dance myself out of that. But I'm also like, oh man, they got YouTube. They can look up. I don't know. You ever run into those where you're like, you kind of have to like tell a white lie or. I don't know.
Absolutely. I mean, we're parents. I mean, it started with Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, right? I mean, we do certain things that, hey, you know, it's just to keep them young. But as you're talking about driving in the car with your kids, and maybe you wanted to listen to something, or they wanted you to listen to something that you knew you shouldn't listen. Yeah. You're right. They're exposed to everything. They've got access to so much more than we had as a kid. That I think. Obviously, there are lines to be drawn, but I'm also more of the mindset that I'd rather be around letting my kids hear certain things than
explain
not
it,
because they're going to be hearing things anyway without us around.
Yeah.
And it comes to mind, this is years ago, but I remember we were driving in the car, and my oldest, again, sophomore in college now, but she was maybe in middle school, might have been 8th grade, and she was playing music through her iPhone in my truck, and we're driving, and it wasn't all flattering language.
Okay.
So we were listening to.
Sure.
And I was proud of myself. I maintained my will just listen. I was remembering certain things I might have been listening to.
Sure.
And the way it might have been handled.
Yeah.
You reflect back on how you were parented.
Yeah.
But I remember having a conversation with her later. I said, I don't necessarily love some of what you were listening to. I appreciate you being comfortable sharing some of that with me. You have younger siblings.
Yeah.
I would ask that you don't necessarily have them listening to that. But also, I think art, whether it's comedy or it's music, it can provide you insight into a life that you don't have or that I don't have. And so I appreciated that in many ways. Like, listen to something that comes from somewhere that we don't come from.
Sure.
Give you some insight.
Yeah.
And what is the phrase? Life imitates art.
Sure.
And art imitates life.
Right.
And when you're listening to music or you're listening to comedy, that's where art it's imitating someone's life.
Right.
And it provides you an insight that you can't have without listening to it.
Right.
But I said, just be careful, because if you listen to this too much, that's where life then begins to imitate the art again. And we don't necessarily need to have you imitating what we're listening to, but get some insight.
See, this is why.
So it's not a white lie. It's go with it. Go with it. You should have her listen to George Carlin and Richard Pryor. I would have loved to have heard how that went.
Oh man, no,
I had the conversations that take place at home.
Yeah, I worked my way out of it, but I was just curious how you know. And again, this is why I'm having you on. I'm learning. I'm learning here.
I'm learning from you. Man, this is fun. We got a podcast thing going on.
Man.
This is fun, man.
Well, hey, let's. A couple other things real quick to close. Well, first I want to bring up your daughter Kaylee real quick. I was at the play. Man, awesome. Man. The lead.
Yeah, Legally Blonde at Tosa West. Sure.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for being there. I appreciate it.
Yeah, all the plays that she's been in.
And you appreciate art, so
yeah, I do.
Thanks for being a part of it. Thanks for being there to support her.
So
she's actually going to be going to Marquette.
Okay. She's going to be pursuing.
She's going to double major in education and theater, so hopefully, we'll still have the opportunity to see her on a stage again and beyond Elwoods, and we'll let you know when that's happening. I'd love to have you be there to support her again.
And that Adam Steffen, I taught him tennis back in the day. I meant to go say hi to him, but he was really busy.
Oh man, Adam Steffen, and his husband Dave Caruso, just fantastic people. Yeah. But he's just done tremendous things for Tosa West.
The 9 to 5,
unbelievable.
Frozen.
That was the first in the state to be able to do that, and they wound up last summer performing that on the main stage down at University of Indiana for their International Thespian Festival, which was just tremendous. So it really elevated the program there, and kind of the envy of Wauwatosa, I would say right now from a theater perspective. But that's
I thought I'd bring
it up. Our boys are going to be on the east side now. So now since we've moved, we're back there. So this was kind of our last of Tosa West, and so hopefully we can see great things out of Tosa East as well. I'm sure we will.
Yeah. I guess anything. I mean, just as we're getting into life here, and we'll close it up. What about like some from your parents? Did they give you some advice to you when you were about to have kids, or hey, do this or don't do this, or just?
That's a good question. I mean, there's so many.
It's a tough one.
No, it's not a tough one. I think there's so many things that we've learned from our parents and advice we've been given by our parents. I would say the things that come to mind for me certainly would be an appreciation for what they had to experience as we've gotten older and grown families of our own and made decisions that we've made along the way, is just to understand that things tend to work out, that you need to trust that the things that we've instilled in our kids, there will be a payoff.
Yeah.
It's going to be bumpy. There's going to be things that happen along the way, but I think that we've been involved parents with them, but as parents maybe have been nervous along the way. How are things all going to work out? They tend to. So try to relax a little bit, try to back up a little bit. When in doubt, zoom out. Look at the big picture. These kids are doing okay, and they've got some pretty good networks of people looking over them. I think the biggest thing that I think about, and it's crazy to be thinking, I'm 50 years old now, so it's just strange how quickly this whole thing goes and the whole cycle that we all experience if we're blessed enough to experience it. But watching our kids venture out on their own, and you start to think about the next steps, and the possibilities that maybe one of them will wind up married and with kids. And I remember probably the best advice that I remember from my parents at a young age in high school, as you started to have relationships with other people, and your parents want the best for you and to have the right person in your life, was just pretty progressive back in that day as well. It's just to be open-minded about the relationships that are going to come for each of these kids, and understand that if you meet somebody in your life that you love, and that person loves you as much as we love you, mom and dad love you, then you're going to have our full support. And I think that's a message that's really important for us. My wife and I really try to instill that into our kids. If somebody loves you as much as we love you, then good enough. We're going to be all right.
I love it. And I'm just going to point something. Your mom was my 4th grade teacher.
Christ King.
Wow. She was an impact teacher for me.
Oh, wow.
Because I wasn't the greatest of students.
John, come on. I'm sure you were.
No. But I had written a story.
Okay.
And she thought it was really good. And she passed it around the school. And then she tried to get me to enter it in a competition. But I was 500 words short, or maybe 300. And so she encouraged me, but I was, the artist that I am. I was like, I wrote what I wrote. This is Callahan.
This is art.
I think maybe I just didn't want to do it anymore. But just to give her a shout out, it was a confidence.
Jody Callahan.
Confidence builder.
Beautiful.
To have somebody believe in you.
It is. It's critical.
When you were not that great of a student.
We had the benefit of growing up in a town that had a lot of people that were great support, though, in the community.
That's true.
But that's beautiful to hear.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, let's transition and maybe close it out with some TOSA stuff, fun stuff.
Plenty fun.
Where are you going for some pizza in Wauwatosa? Maybe give me one or two. Is there a favorite?
I mean, I love pizza, so it's going to be difficult to choose just one. But certainly we love Y East pizza. That's been good pizza. Lolly's Pizza, of course, an old staple. Can't go wrong with Lolly's.
Yeah.
I feel bad I'm shouting out actual places right now because there are, again, so many tremendous places. But one of the things that I only recently learned about this, and maybe you'll be surprised that this is only something recent that I learned, Balistreri's. You're familiar with Balistreri's Pizza, of course, right?
Of course.
Fantastic when you go there and you sit down and you have one of their pies.
Love it.
I have to say, when we would order them and bring them home, I just thought by the time it comes home, it's kind of soggy. It's just not the same. You want to be there
I'm with you.
For pizza and fried eggplant or what glass of vino.
Yeah.
But I only recently learned about their par-baked pies. Have you heard this?
No, I've gotten some par-baked from Safiro's.
Okay, so game changer. So now I would say they've jumped to the top of the line for take home. Okay. When you call ahead and you say, I would like to order this pizza par-baked, you turn on your oven at home.
Yeah.
You drive to pick it up, you bring it back, you put it on an upside-down cookie sheet at 400 degrees, and just a few minutes later, you've got, it's like it just came out of their oven, crispy, not soggy, absolutely delicious. So that's my big shout-out. Okay. Hopefully they see like an influx of more to-go orders. Yeah. Sorry, it's always busy and doing well, but fantastic pizza. So it's nice to be able to sit down there and enjoy the environment, but sometimes you're going to be at home, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah, where else are you going for food?
Fish.
I mean,
do I look like I enjoy eating a lot? John, don't answer. Yeah, I do. I love eating. What's specifically?
I don't know, fish fry or
fish
what
fry?
Other, or what other
you get me hungry.
Takeout are you going to?
We do a lot of takeout of I love sushi. Yeah. My youngest son loves sushi.
Yeah.
Shayna and the girls and Danny not as big on that. Yeah. But we like going to either Kin Rice and Roll or Dynamite because we can get the sushi and we can get other things for the family.
We've gone to there. That's good.
I love it. It's very fresh.
Rice and
very, very good. They're both very good. Yeah. Kin, love it.
Oh, man. All right.
Oh, man.
It's so good. I'm getting hungry. Let's go to Bavette and let's
have
eat
a
sandwich.
I love it.
I think we should wrap this one up.
I think that's probably a good idea.
We covered some real estate. Thank you for the nice words. We covered some, parenting from just a wise man right here.
Again, I guess don't ask my kids.
Last thing. I mean, how do you, the hair, you just keep it.
The flow?
God, it's just, as somebody who's losing it.
Is it olive oil? While you got it, you rock it, right? A little bit. I've had, it gets a little unruly. I have. Okay. I think of the playbill you asked a little bit about, or you brought up Kaylee at Tosa West Theater, and I remember in one of the playbills we had an advertisement in there from a few years ago,
I remember seeing
and my hair was very, very short.
Yes, I like this better. I like
this
look.
Well, I did have a haircut recently. This is recently cut. I mean, occasionally it gets a little long. I get it cleaned up again, and I like it right about here. Yeah. But I remember at one of the plays seeing somebody that had just seen my advertisement in the playbill, and they said, "False advertising." So, no, I got hair. I appreciate it. It's fun to have.
All right, Brian, thanks for
Jon,
coming on. That
thank
was
you so
fun,
much.
man.
I appreciate it.
All right, this has been the Snod Pod with Jon Snodgrass, your mortgage resource, with Brian Callahan, my favorite customer, and giving some great parenting tips.
Thanks, Jon.
Toasted tips. Thanks for listening. This is the Mortgage Resource. Jon Snodgrass, talking real estate mortgages.